So Aphria recently sold 2.5 million shares of Canabo Medical Incorporated at what, 46 cents a piece. And that's a massive loss for them. So Aphria bought into this company at $1.40 a share, and they just sold off a lot of shares for 46 cents. So that has a lot of people thinking that these guys might be doing something, or some bad news might be coming at least. So I looked at this company about 2 months ago, and this company seemed like a pretty good company, and there's nothing particularly wrong with them. They have a fairly simple business model. They operate medical marijuana clinics, and they should be profitable somewhere in 2017. And when I looked at them, they were worth about 30 million, which wasn't unreasonable. It wasn't necessarily cheap, but it wasn't unreasonable. You know, they were getting patient counts. So, quick look at this company. They have 15 operating clinics in Canada, 20 partner clinics, which is pretty good, and they have over 15,000 patients seen since they started, since inception, whatever that means. And this is April 15th, by the way. This is from April 15th. So, yeah. So this is where their clinics are at. So in 2016, they got 300 new patients per month on average. 2017 is 1,000 new patients per month on average, and they're projecting that in 2017 they're going to start making some money, some profit, and in 2018 they should be making a lot of profit, a few million at least. And if that's true, then the current $16.5 million market cap is actually really, really cheap, if that's actually going to come true, which sets a lot of questions on why these guys have dropped 42% over the past 2 weeks. I am a little bit late to the party probably. I'm assuming that tomorrow they're going to go up fairly significantly, but well, I probably should have made this about a day ago, but better late than never, I guess. Anyways, they valued themselves at $22 million, their own enterprise, $16.5 million on the stock market. So there's, looking at all of this, you don't really find a reason why these guys would be valued so cheaply, and you don't really find a reason why Aphria would sell them. Now, I did come up with one reason why I think that Aphria would be selling off their shares, and the primary reason that I can think of is that this patient count that we've been getting, so 1,000 new patients every single month, they've had over 15,000 patients. I'm curious how they obtain that system. So, what counts as a patient? If somebody comes into a partner clinic and does something that is not really too relevant for them, does that person still count as a patient? And how much money do they have to make off a patient in order for that patient to be considered a patient, and all of that stuff. So basically the question is, how is a patient considered? And we don't really know that. And since Aphria is selling off some of their shares, the only thing that I can assume is that a lot of the patients that these guys are getting, and by the way, if you didn't know, Aphria has the rights to the patients that these guys get. It's one of the reasons why they bought in at $1.40 a share. They wanted certain rights to the patients that these guys get. So the only reason that I can think of why Aphria would sell off these shares is because their patients are not very valuable to Aphria. So if they're getting these patient counts in a very fishy way, in a very skeptical way, then the patients are not really too valuable to Aphria, and Aphria it doesn't want to stick around because it knows that it's not really going to get a lot of value out of this company. So that's the reason why they might be selling it. Now, if these guys are going to be still making money off those patients, then they should be fine. If these projections are even remotely accurate, then these guys are fine at $16.5 million. At $16.5 million for this company, you're still getting a pretty good deal, but this could just be the case where Aphria doesn't really have much value in this company, and they would rather just take the money that they have invested into this company and put it somewhere else. But this company could still be a good deal. A lot of people might overreact to the fact that Aphria sold a lot of shares and that Aphria is seeking out shares. But it might be the case where the two companies just simply don't coincide very well, so they don't operate together very well. Like, they don't have a lot of common interests, and Aphria just has no reason to invest into them. They might have thought before that they have, but now they might not, and they might just go their separate way, take a loss, but put the money to good use somewhere else. So that might be a possibility. Also, a possibility might be that these patient counts are not very, very representative of actual growth, and that this company is actually not operating in a good business model, or it's not. This might not be accurate, and Aphria might have realized that, and it's getting out while it can. So those are the two possibilities. You might want to take a gamble on it if you like risk. There's no particular reason for this company to go too low. I mean, much lower than 16.5 million would seem like a really good deal, but I don't know. Unless they come out that they're a complete fraud, then I don't really think that these numbers should go down too much. Now, the patient thing is the main concern, obviously, but still, if they're making money off the patients, then they should be okay, but I don't know. So yeah, take a look at this company. Currently, it's a pretty good deal. It's a really cheap company, and it's actually doing stuff, and it's growing. Or at least it says that it's growing. We're not really sure what their financials are like, and we're not really sure what this means and how much profit they're making per patient. Like if they're getting patients and not really making profit off them, then this number is completely irrelevant. They need to be making profit off patients, or at least having profit in the near future for them to actually be worth something. And I'm assuming that that's the case. So I don't know. Take a look at the company. It seems like a really good deal. Just looking at it, but once you go a little bit deeper, it does get a little bit more frightening, I guess. I don't know. Might be a good deal, might be a bad deal. Seems like a good deal though, I think, overall.